Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Liam and this is Grammar Simple, the channel that makes English grammar simple. Okay, today is part 3 of my 3-part video series about the voices in English. In the first video, we talked about the active voice. In the second video, we talked about the passive voice. Today, in the third video, we're going to talk about the middle voice. So, if you want to learn English grammar, stay tuned. Okay, voices in English, part 3, middle voice. Let's get started. Number 1, how is the middle voice different? In English, the middle voice is used when the subject is both the doer and receiver of the action. This means the subject performs the action and the subject also receives the action. In other words, the subject is the doer of the action, but they also receive the action at the same time. How does this work? Okay, let's look at an example. Here you can see my cat. Her name is Norma Jean. Strange name for a cat. She's pretty awesome. The cat licked itself. Okay, what's happening here? Who did the cat lick? Me? No. You? No. Impossible. The cat licked the cat. Itself. The cat licked itself. Okay, let's talk about verbs quickly. The verb used in the middle voice is always a transitive verb. If you go back to my video about active voice, I talked about verbs a lot in that video. It's a long one. You should definitely watch that video. There is so much more in that video than just active voice. Lots of verbs, vocabulary, grammar tenses, types of verbs, etc. It's really good. Transitive verbs take an object. The cat licked. The cat licked what or who? The cat licked itself. Subject, the cat. Verb, licked, past simple. Itself, object. So, the subject performs the action and the subject receives the action at the same time. Hi guys, just a short interruption. Please take a second and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Okay, thanks so much. Back to the video. Number 3, let's talk about pronouns. There is always a reflexive pronoun after the verb. So we have singular and plural, and first person, myself, ourselves. Second person, yourself, yourselves. Third person, himself, herself, itself, themselves. So remember, the subject does the action to himself, herself, itself, or the subjects do the action to themselves, etc. For example, I saw myself in the mirror. Myself equals me, but we don't say me. I saw me in the mirror. That's strange. I saw myself in the mirror. And I was looking good. Just kidding. The band introduced themselves to the crowd. So band is usually plural. You have a singer, guitar, bass, drums, more than one. The band introduced themselves to the crowd. Hello, New York! We are the Rolling Stones! Something like that. Rolling Stones. I'm old. Okay, he bought himself a brand new car. I wish. She makes a cup of coffee for herself every morning. He asked himself whether he had made the right decision. The spy disguised himself with a fake mustache. Tesla cars drive themselves. Number 4, let's talk about function. The middle voice exists in between the active and the passive. So we have the active, the middle, and the passive. The middle voice is grammatically active. However, it functions more like a passive. Again, if you haven't seen my videos about the active and the passive, watch those videos first. Remember, the subject is the thing that acts and is acted upon. So the subject is the doer, and the subject is the receiver of the action. And the subject can be a person, a place, or a thing. Usually any noun or noun phrase. Use the middle voice to talk about something that happens to a thing, and it's the same thing. So the thing is the focus, and the thing does something and something happens in return. It's like a circle, a cycle, a loop. This is confusing. Let's talk more about it. Look at the following examples of active and passive voice. People still buy many Beatles albums in 2024. Okay, do you know the band, the Beatles? the greatest musical group ever, in my opinion? Well, it's true. People still buy many Beatles albums. Albums are records in 2024. This is active voice. The subject does the action. People buy Beatles albums. Many Beatles albums were bought in 2024. Maybe I should have said 2023 because 2024 just started, but you get what I mean, right? This is passive. I can also say many Beatles albums were bought by people in 2024. Now look at the same sentence in middle voice. Beatles albums still sell well in 2024. Beatles albums still sell well in 2024. So, the focus is the Beatles albums and how well they sell, not who buys them. So the Beatles albums are selling well. So the Beatles albums do the action and receive the action at the same time. We are not focusing on who buys them. We know it's people. It's not dogs or cats or aliens or buildings, right? It's people. So this is middle voice. Remember, it's something that happens to a thing, the same thing. The thing does it, the thing receives it. It is common to use adverbs like well or easily for these examples. BMWs drive very well. This means roughly, I enjoy driving BMW cars because they are easy to drive. The focus is on the car and its quality, construction, operation, etc., not the person driving the car. It doesn't matter who drives the car drives well. It's smooth, it's efficient, it's pleasant. Some people photograph easily. In this case, photograph is not a noun, photograph is a verb. This means some people always look good in photographs. Not me. I usually look terrible. I'm like, okay, let's look at some more examples. I opened the door. What voice is this sentence in? Does the subject do the action? Yes. Does the subject receive the action? No. What receives the action? The door. So this is active voice. The door was opened by me. What voice is this sentence in? Well, you see the subject, the door, be verb, was, and past participle, opened. The door was opened by me. This is passive voice. What if I say, the door opened? Maybe I don't know who opened the door, or maybe it's not important. This is middle voice. The door did the action, opened, and the door received the action, opened. This is a very simple sentence, only subject and verb. It's very common to use when you are telling a story. You can mix between active voice and middle voice. The door opened. The man was standing there. Right? Maybe he opened the door, maybe he didn't. Or maybe we don't know. We didn't see. Or maybe it's not important to say. Remember, something that happens to a thing, the same thing. Okay, so what opened? The door. The robber shattered the window. Active voice. The window was shattered. Passive voice. The window shattered. Middle voice. Something that happens to a thing, the same thing. What shattered? The window. We are not focusing on who shattered the window, just what the action happened to. What did the action? What received the action? The window shattered. We don't know if it's a person who did it, or the wind, or a rock, right? We don't know, or it's not important to say. Okay, do you want me to make a video comparing the three voices in English in more detail? I compared them a little bit previously, but I could say many more things about the three voices. If you want me to make that video, please like this video and let me know your questions and your comments. You can write me down below if you want to see that video or any other topic and ideas for the future. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. My name is Liam. This is Grammar Simple, the channel that makes English grammar simple. I will see you in a future video. Talk to you soon. Ciao. Number 3, let's talk about pronouns.